I'm not surprised you picked this one. We are always taught that males are the ones evolving traits due to sexual selection, but that's not necessarily true. Females can also compete for mates, and that can affect how females evolve as well. And that's why I was really careful in making my introduction very general and not associated with a particular sex. Sexual selection can affect all individuals, but it will be much stronger in the sex that is limited in their reproductive opportunities. More often, that's males, but that's not always the case. And sometimes females can be more colorful and elaborate, and sometimes it's females that can evolve behaviors that are associated with maximizing fitness in a situation that limits their opportunities to reproduce. And in that case, it's males that may be choosy. So sexual selection is this awesome force, and it's often important not to start thinking about it with our own sex or gender biases. The last thing I'd like to talk about is sexual conflict, and that generally deals with what males and females want from a relationship. Every relationship is a spectrum of possibilities. In an ideal world, females would love males to care for offspring after they lay the eggs, and males would simply like to fertilize some eggs and do that as often as much as possible. This is because, well, in most situations anyway, females are limited because they have to produce these costly eggs or incubate the offspring in some way, while males only need to produce sperm and nothing more. Now, obviously, this is a major simplification, and you need to be wary of such oversimplifications. Nothing is really ever that simple. But it is interesting to start at this base and ask what could modify the investment that an individual puts into a relationship. And there's a lot of interesting questions here. Again, these are questions that a lot of us in the School of Bees explore on various organisms, including humans. But let's focus on this spectrum to add a little bit of complexity, but not to go overboard. In between here is biparental care or resource provisioning in terms of a territory or a gift prior to copulation, and likely many more things. But the point I'm trying to make here is that although males and females need to mate to produce offspring, each sex wants to give up as little as possible to do so, and that's sexual conflict. That's why it's common to see males trying to take advantage of females in many different species, like different species of water striders. We can look at the front pairs of legs of male water striders, and we can see that males have evolved these appendages that allow them to grasp females to try and coerce them into mating. In response, females have kind of evolved these spikes on their abdomens that make it harder for males to successfully inseminate them. And this is an arms race. Each sex wants to gain as much control over the opposite sex to make sure they maximize their own fitness. Sexual conflict is a whole other lesson, really, and it's something we talk more about in third year evolution. But I wanted to make sure that you were at least aware that this happens, so you didn't think that relationships are just this beautiful thing where males and females always work together to raise offspring. Now you know about two of the most important processes that have shaped life on this planet: natural and sexual selection. Hopefully you'll start seeing the world a little bit differently, and that's what makes doing this kind of stuff really fun. See you next time.